Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the Women Got Games podcast. We are now on episode 7. Oh my gosh,
Oh
7.
wow.
Yeah, we're almost pretty soon. We'll be at 10. Yay! Um,
Mm,
making it one step at a time, one step at a time. So, how are you doing today, Lynn? How you doing?
doing good.
You doing good? You having a
Mm-hmm.
good Sunday?
So far, it's just cold. The weather's changing fairly quickly, but I am not cutting the heat on no time soon. Just bundle up, get under the covers, call it a day.
I'm like, what part of like is it Eastern, Southern, Western? What part do you live in?
Hell, I
Just
don't
like
know.
oh, okay, because we're on the east, but it's like 70 here right now. So I'm like, why is it so cold for you?
But remember, it stays cold in my house anyway. Like
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
that's
know.
true. That's true.
I don't think there's much insulation in the crawl space, and because I've been
Uh,
down there, so like the walls are insulated, but the ceiling, which is my floor, is not. So it
mm,
stays cold down here. Like if you go upstairs, it's comfortable. Down here, it's freaking cold. It's like 68 degrees down here. To
yeah.
me, that's cold. To a lot of people, that's not. But my nose is cold. Actually, it's not now. Since I shut my door, for some reason, when I shut my door, I stay nice and cozy. But if I have my door open, I'm cold. Hands cold, nose cold. I gotta drink hot tea all damn day, but it's okay. It's okay.
That's well. I grew up in
Tea
New
is
York and
good.
New Jersey, so it's already like in the 40s there. So.
Yeah, it was 40 something degrees this morning. It was
Oh my
like,
goodness!
I think we had a frost last night.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to start keeping an eye out on the weather. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean, fall is definitely, you might as well say, upon us. We getting close to the end of the season to cut grass, which is good. Don't have to pay the grass man every other week, so
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
that'll be a couple extra ducats I can use on something else.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, today I'm having a good, fairly good day. Got up, made some French toast, and I didn't have any milk, so I added a little bit of pumpkin spice creamer, and it tastes out really good.
Oh, that's weird.
It wasn't that much. It was just like a drop or two. You could
Have you
barely
tried
even.
oat milk? Have you tried that?
No, I do want to though,
You know
because I actually.
Dunkin' now have it. Dunkin' has it now. You can use that instead of almond milk.
Yeah, I did see that they do have the oat milk now. I'll have to give that a try. But
I want to try it too, but I'm scared. It looks very thick.
real well, you know what? I don't. I've never seen it here. But back when I was on Weight Watchers back in the day, I used to drink skim milk all the time. But the thing about skim milk is that it's very watery almost.
Yeah, it is, and it's almost translucent.
And in New York and New Jersey, they have a company called Farmland. I haven't seen it here. I mean, I've seen it for like other stuff, but not for this particular brand of milk. And they made like a thicker skim milk, so it was like skim milk, but it still had the consistency of regular milk, which I used to love that milk, but I can't find it here. Um,
Mm,
and I can't use milk now anyway.
yeah,
um,
I don't ever use milk. I mean, I might use condensed milk every now and again.
oh
And
my
then
gosh.
sweetened condensed milk is good to make. Like my grandma used to make this pie called Eagle Brand milk pie, and it's basically Eagle Brand milk, but she would use the sweetened condensed milk, and
Hmm.
oh my god, that would be the best pie ever. It's almost kind of like a cheesecake in a way,
Hmm.
but holy smokes, it was amazing. I used to love to sit and watch my grandmother cook. I used to love it. I would help her, and that's probably why I enjoy cooking so much.
Yeah.
Is I used to just love, and then my best friend's mom, who passed away, God rest her soul, she had that mentality too. She could take $10 and feed a whole freaking family of men. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
difficult to feed men because men eat a lot. So she would always tell me, you got to make sure you have bread at every meal. Grandma would say that too. Make sure you have bread at every meal, to help get them nice and full. So she would make like buttermilk biscuits or hoe cakes or
Mhm.
bread, and it was freaking amazing. And I'm like, oh my god.
Oh
So
yeah.
that's why I said I miss the grands and the great grands, because people today don't know how to do all that stuff. They don't know how to take flour, sugar, or whatever to make a homemade cake or to bake bread or to kids don't know how to do that.
Ooh.
They just go to the store and buy a loaf. No, you can make your own at home. That's why
Mhm.
during all this pandemic, that's why it was difficult to find yeast. You could not find yeast in the grocery stores during this pandemic. Did you know that?
Yeah. I know.
Because everybody was at home baking.
Mhm. Mhm. And trust me, a lot of people learned how to bake. 'Cause I saw so many people on Instagram trying to make sourdough bread and all kinds of stuff.
Yes, girl. Yes.
But
It's a process, but it's cool.
I have been baking a lot lately. Like that's always been my thing. I think it's because when I was younger, my mom was always working and my aunt would babysit me and she didn't have any kids at the time, so she didn't know what to do with me. So we always baked together. And to this day I still continue to do that. And every time I feel like having something sweet now, I don't even go to the store. I just get the supplies and do it myself. I've been making some
See?
chocolate chip cookies. I've been making some. I made funnel cake the other day. Like I've just it's so much better because number one, it just tastes good because you made it yourself. Number two, you feel proud because you completed something. And number three, you know exactly what ingredients are going in it. No artificial crap, you know?
Well, I feel that's something people need to get back to doing. People need to get back to, that was a way for families to bond too. You get together in the kitchen and, whip up something. You're able to discuss stuff, in between time of things being in the oven. You could take a break, have a nice little cup of coffee or a cup of tea or whatever, and just talk.
Yeah.
I miss even that. I miss that. I mean, I don't know. It's like a lot of grandparents today are young grandparents because their children had children at a young age. So to me, they're not really the same as our actual grandparents, 60, 70, 80 something year old grandparents. You know what I mean? They're not,
Oh,
it's not the same. It's not
I
the same.
agree.
And I'm not saying that, the young grandparents don't have the wisdom or anything like that. That's not what I mean. But it's just something about grandparents, like, the
Hmm.
wisdom that they have and how they do things and their know-how and their drive and the things that they've been through in life. And it's just nothing is comparable to that. So I would say that to any of you all who still have your grandparents, love them, talk to them, even if they might have a little dementia, they still come back every now and then. Talk to them. Love your grandparents and enjoy your grandparents and your great grands while you can, because once they're gone, they're gone. And I miss that. I don't have any
Yeah.
grandparents anymore.
Yeah.
And it hurts all the time because they used to be the ones that I would go to when I had issues or when there was something, going on or whatever. I would always go to the grandparents and just talk to them. Like I, I had a boyfriend one time. We dated for like 3.5 years. Anyway, she told me, she said, "You better leave them high yellow men alone. They ain't nothing but trouble." And she was not lying. He was a butthead. But anyway, but and then like the little anecdotes that they use, like the little sayings and stuff. Lay down with dogs, you come up with fleas, all kinds of stuff. All that stuff,
Yeah.
it means something, and you never really think about it until you go through it. They
Yeah.
try to tell you. They try to tell you all the time. But anyway. That's enough of memory lane. But yes, all I'm saying is I miss my grands. And to those of you who still have your grands, love them, take care of them, be there for them. Because, like I said, once they're gone, they're gone. Learn from them as much as you can. So,
Yeah, for sure. I 100% agree, and I've been having this issue lately because my grandma, she's having some kidney problems, and she keeps telling me she's gonna send me stuff so that I get my inheritance before she dies, and
oh Lord,
it's making me like really upset because I'm like 2020, you fucked up everything else. Don't take my grandmother too,
I
you know.
know.
So it's hard. It's really I'm very close to my grandmother. Like to me, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my mother, but she was more of a mom to me than my mom was sometimes.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
I'm 100% close to her, like 1000% close to her. I could call
Hmm.
her and without me saying, I just couldn't say hello and she knows something's wrong. That's how close
Oh,
we
you
are.
love that.
Mhm.
Oh,
So, I mean, I 100% agree. Especially during this time, you guys got to be close to everybody that you love. You know what I mean? And if
yeah.
people aren't checking in on you, seeing how you doing during this time, then they're not people you want to be around to begin with anyway. Because true friends have to check in on each other, make sure each other's okay. Just
Yeah.
you don't have to do it every day, but at least like once a week. Hey, are you doing okay? How are you feeling? It's a tough
Hmm.
time for everyone mentally, physically, emotionally. It's a lot. So
Yeah.
just love the ones that you're close to, and yeah. Okay, so on to the actual gaming stuff. we
12 minutes later.
that's okay. You know what? This podcast is meant to be like you're listening to like you're a fly listening on the wall. So we're gonna talk about all kinds of stuff. But
This is
what?
gaming table talk.
Yeah,
Gamers,
basically.
gamers table talk.
Yeah, so you get some gaming stuff with a side of therapy. There you go.
Mm.
So with a side of advice and listen, I 100% agree with everything you just said. Just hold the people you love close to you. Um, because you're gonna miss them when they're not here, and it sucks. But
Yeah,
and it,
there's a
you
lot
know,
we take for granted.
well, and especially in a year where we've experienced so many people have experienced so much loss. You know what I mean? It's like
Hmm.
it's definitely the year to hold your family close. So, um, I actually read this thing today. Hold on, because it was actually quite it was sweet in the sense that it's like motivational kind of. But you know what? You never know what the rest of the year has to hold. But it basically said, hold on, it was from yesterday. It says you have 103 days left until the end of the year. 15 weeks, 2,472 hours. Make sure you make the rest of the year the best of the year. So, there you go, you guys. It's been a crazy year, but try to make the best of it, especially since we're about to enter Christmas season. We love
Oh
Christmas
Lord,
season.
this is nuts.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go nuts this year. I'm not even gonna lie, but we'll talk about that some other time. Um, okay, yes. So on to the gaming stuff. We wanted to talk about whether or not it'd be worth it to actually get a new console day one because let's be honest. Number one, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Number two, a lot of people have to pick and choose this year. Usually, we're like, oh, we'll get them all, but a lot of people have to pick and choose. They just don't have the budget or may not even have the money at all. Plus, not to mention that there are other options available to you right now besides just a PlayStation or an Xbox. And the other options are number one, if you're a PC gamer, you're part of that PC master race, you can upgrade to the new RTX graphics card. Right now it's the 3070, 3080, and 3090. I know they start at like, I think the 3080, if I'm not mistaken, starts at like $700.
Good
I mean,
Lord.
yeah, I mean, well, I think like the 3090 is like 1600. I mean, these prices are insane, but you're basically future proofing yourself graphics wise. So you could probably be
For how
okay
long?
for
For how
I
long?
well, listen,
Like 5 years? 3 years?
I have a GTX 960, and mine still runs okay. I'm having PC problems, but not with the graphics card. It's not the graphics card. So it's been 5 years since I've had my PC. So
Okay, so about
you can
5 years.
you can get yourself going for a good 5 or 6 years with that new technology. If you're not one of those people who has to upgrade every year, you know what I mean?
Well, along with the graphics card, if you were upgrading or updating or whatever the hell it is, upgrading your PC, and if you upgrade the graphics card, wouldn't you need to upgrade the processor too?
Well, no, you would need to upgrade. It depends on what motherboard you had, because if your motherboard doesn't fit the new graphics card, then you would have to switch all that out. But
Okay.
it would really, you would have to like find out first to see if it would fit your particular motherboard. Then if you have to switch all that out, that's an additional incurred expense and might not be worth it. But I mean, here's the thing though, like with PlayStation, as we know, the disc console is $499 and the disc-less is $399. And the reason for this is because it's the exact same console minus the 4K Blu-ray drive. But to me personally, I don't think a 4K Blu-ray drive that you get wholesale is worth $100.
Nope.
Like they could have lowered that price a little more. This is my personal thought. Also, they came out with a line of a whole bunch of other stuff that people feel like they'll need day one, which you don't need that stuff, you guys. You do not need that
People like
stuff.
to be prepared, like me. People like to be prepared. I can tell you, I've got like 4 or 5 things sitting here ready for when I get my tablet from Samsung.
Yeah.
Just sitting here ready.
I mean, well, you've got what, like a keyboard, a case, stuff like that, right? Maybe, possibly.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, some of that stuff you can get like through Amazon, like cheap, But what they have is an extra controller. So the controllers are $70. They have the media center remote, which I actually want, which is stupid. I don't even know why I want it, but I like the look of it. And it's $30 as well. They have a
I use
charging
my media
station.
remote.
Do you? You see?
I mean,
Show it to me.
I use the PlayStation when on my because I have the PlayStation monitor, the
Yeah.
3D monitor. So that's what I
Okay.
use for that. I use the PlayStation remote for that. The thing is
Okay.
big. It's huge. So the ones they have now are smaller, aren't they? They look more sleek and
Yeah, it does.
ergonomic and
It looks
just
very
fancy.
sleek. Yeah, it looks beautiful. So that's one of the reasons why I'm like totally into that. Hold on, let me go through and see what other items they have. I know they have a charging dock station thing where you can charge 2 controllers at one time. I want to tell you the
Oh, while
price of
you're
that.
talking about that, all this stuff is white, right?
Yes.
So I had received a picture from Yo hubby, and apparently it was taken in was it a GameStop?
Mhm.
Was it
Yes,
GameStop?
it was GameStop. Yes.
They had these banners apparently hanging up from the ceiling with pictures of the PlayStation 5 and the controller saying it's okay to be white.
Which is just not okay.
So it's not okay in any regard, and whoever came up with that campaign should be fired.
So yes,
And I'm
I agree.
surprised no one is in an uproar in reference to that. Now, people are going to say what they're going to say. There's always going to be some people like, oh my God, you just need to get a grip. It's just a banner. Okay, now are you black or are you white? So don't come at me with that. Okay? Especially with everything that's going on out here and all this stuff. I'm not trying to get political with it, but they could have did better with that than that. That is not cool in any regard. And to anybody that can't see that, you're a part of the problem. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Okay. I agree. I agree. But you see, to me personally, now, granted, I think it's incorrect. I think whoever did it should be fired. That's not okay marketing. That's not a good look presentation wise for a company. But here's the thing though, like who did it? Was it someone in Japan? Was it someone over here? Um because they just might not understand. They might just be referring to the color of the console because every year everyone comes out with black consoles, but during the climate
Yeah,
that
but
we're
you
in,
don't have to say it's okay to be. They could have had a different slogan than that that don't appear to be racial in, in its jargon and the way that it's written. They could have come up with
I
something better than that.
I agree. I 100% agree. They needed to do better. Those I don't even know why uh GameStop even agreed to hang those. And like,
Exactly.
what state was that in? Because I don't know where the picture was
I have
taken
no
from.
idea. All I know is it was just a little fuzzy picture. I can make out what the signs said, the little banner said.
Yeah.
Um, but they had them just hanging up on the ceiling all over the whole entire store, and it's like, okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
And they wouldn't have posted it if they ain't feel the same way. So
Yeah. No, this is true. This is very
I don't
true.
see how they don't see the problem with that.
I'm actually
I mean,
surprised that more people aren't talking about this because
people probably don't care. They probably don't care. Now, granted, when I saw that it was a white system, I was like, all right, cool, something other than black, because like
mm,
you were saying, yes, every system is always black. Um, and me personally, I would love to see different colors of consoles because
me
people have
too.
different motifs.
Yeah,
You can
exactly.
have black, you can have white. What about pink?
Yeah.
Yes, we have the option of skinning our systems, but don't nobody really want to do that.
And it just
Having
never
a
looks the
native,
way you never really looks the way you want it to look when you skin it. Like you
no,
get a
because there's
little
always
bubbles.
lines. There's
Yeah,
always
exactly.
lines. Nothing is perfect when you skin a system or whatever. But yeah, I mean, it would be cool to have different color options or whatnot, or like they have the Xbox, like the little design lab where you can design your own controller.
So yeah.
Maybe they could do that with a console. You just pay a little extra money for it, like you do, you know.
I'm also wondering if these PlayStation plates are going to be removable. Like if you can just change the color. Because it looks like, do you know what I mean? It looks like it might be able to be removed, but I could be wrong. From the design aspect of it.
Not sure.
Yeah. So, I was going through the accessories that they have available, right? Okay, so the PS, the disc base is $4.99. The disc list is $3.99. You can get a controller for $70. The charging dock, I don't know how much that is. There's also a Pulse 3D headset that's supposed to give you like 3D sound, whatever that is.
You know
And
what? I
then
have some Pulse headphones, and I was never able to get them to work right with the PlayStation 4.
really, well,
Ever.
hmm. Then they have the media remote, which looks super sleek, and beautiful. I kind of really like that. And then they have the HD camera, which is only 1080p. But from what I understand, you're going to be able to plug it in, and I think they're going to be having a better integration with Twitch, so that you can stream from your console if you wish. Um, which is good for. It's a good option for people who are PlayStation players and don't have a PC. So, I mean, that's always a good option. But yeah. So the games that are going to be available day one, we're not exactly sure. We know that during that time we're going to get the Spider-Man Miles Morales, which isn't even like a full game, as we know. It's like a 6-hour game. So I don't know why people are getting so hyped for it. Also, they're not even upgrading you if you have Spider-Man already. They're just going to make you get like a deluxe edition that will give you a remastered version of Spider-Man for, I think it was like $70, which is kind of ridiculous, but they should just upgrade it for free. And then if you have PlayStation Plus, you will be able to play. Hang on here. Let me get the list of games. You'll be able to play the PS Plus collection, which has God of War, Bloodborne, Monster Hunter World, Final Fantasy 15, Fallout 4, Mortal Kombat X, Uncharted 4, Thief's End, Ratchet and Clank, Days Gone, Until Dawn, Detroit Become Human, Battlefield 1, Infamous Second Son, Batman Arkham Knight, The Lost Guardian, The Last of Us, Persona 5, and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Those games will be available to play on the PS Plus collection. So basically, what? Their top 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, their top 20 games you can play on the collection. And from what I understand is those might not be able to be played on the discless version. As of right now, it hasn't 100% been confirmed. So right now, it's just like possibly you might not be able to play them on the discless version. But
right.
No. So what was the other game besides also Miles Morales is going to be available on PS4. So the games that are going to be available are going to be available on PS4 if you do not get the PlayStation 5, which is an issue for me because Xbox was getting so much slack over this with their console and the Xbox One X. But like, you know what? It is what it is. Not everyone can afford these consoles during this time. So I get it. Like, I do understand, but it's like when Xbox does it, everybody's up in arms ready to take a torch to them. But when PlayStation does it, like, oh, it's okay. It's no big deal. It's whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
but they had an issue with PlayStation bringing their games online.
yeah, exactly. They sure did. But you know what? It's just a business decision. It's not about you guys or a company. Their main thing is to make a profit. And if they can find a way to do that by incorporating another type of system into their ecosystem, then they're gonna do it. Like, it has nothing to do with you. It's nothing personal. Like, they don't even know you. They only care about their dollars, you know? So, but yeah. And as far as Xbox goes, Xbox, the same thing, will have a discless and a disc version. The disc version is $4.99 as well, right? It's $4.99, and then the discless is $2.99 because it is not the exact same components as.
Oh, I didn't know. Wait a minute. So it's $2.99. Oh yeah. I forgot.
Yeah.
That is crazy. Which I think they priced that appropriately.
Yeah, they did because they know that it wasn't going to have the full capability of the Series X. So, and then it was based more about frame rate than actual like visual 4K and anything like that. So, and then the Series X will checkerboard up to 8K. So, if you are one of those crazy rich people who has an 8K TV, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be set. But, here's why I like the price of the Xbox Series X. Like, I know there's an issue with developers and the way it's set up because it's 10 gigs of RAM, but it's 2 and 8 separately. So, we discussed last week, there's an issue with bottlenecking. But during this time of the year, where people are still possibly unemployed and kids are gonna want like awesome Christmas presents, by them putting it at $2.99, I could see parents being like, "Oh, which one would be better? The PlayStation that's $4.99 in disc list, or the Xbox that's $2.99 in disc list?" If they can
I
save
mean,
themselves $100,
if you're going in terms of power, I would say to go with the PlayStation because it's the exact same thing
well,
minus
no, but
this
I'm
one.
I'm talking about the parents who are like on a
Yeah.
budget and not, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like the Xbox is gonna be more reasonable for them. They'll probably go for the Xbox over a PlayStation. It also depends on the parent. It could be a grandparent, who might not know. I've encountered people like that when I go to GameStop who are like, "Oh, I don't know which one to get," or even when I used to go to Best Buy all the time. Um, Random people would be like, "I don't know which one to get," and I'd be helping random strangers because they just be standing there staring like, "I don't know which one to get." But yes, it is whether or not you have the money. If you have the money, by all means, get whatever you want, whether it's this list. There was an issue with the way the pre-orders went out for PlayStation, which of course made a lot of people upset because they didn't announce straight away when they were gonna put them out. They said the 16th, but like it was done later on. It wasn't even like during their presentation. And then they ended up just releasing it like the same night of the presentation, just store by store by store, and the pre-orders got taken up. So there were a lot of people who weren't able to get pre-orders in. And if you were one of those people, I'm sorry. I feel bad for you. If that's something you especially really wanted, but you know what? That's how it is sometimes. And also, the other issue that I wanted to talk about in regards to this is that the same thing with the RTX. Those RTX 3070, 3080, 3090, they got bought up by bots within like 10 minutes. So people who wanted these things were not able to get them either. So I don't know, these stores, these websites, these companies need to find a way to prevent the bot thing from happening, because we are in a season where people can't afford to be paying like ridiculous scalper prices because y'all know how to make a bot to buy stuff. Like that's not okay, you know?
Yeah, well,
It's
if people
ridiculous.
don't buy them, then they won't sell, and
But
then they'll
people
have to lower the prices. But people buy them, so that's why we're in the situation we're in.
Yeah, well, be smart with your money. Don't buy no scalper prices. You wait till they have a restock because it's not worth it. It's not. All that you're doing is making someone else like richer. Like I have a friend who will, I mean, I don't know if he was able to do it this time around, but will buy the new generation of consoles when they first come out, buy like 5 of them, and then price them at $100 over the retail, and then basically make up their money for the one console that they wanted for themselves. So, I
Well, that's
mean,
better than what I've seen,
yeah, no, that is better than what I've seen. So they're
especially
basically
with
just,
people trying to sell a PS5 for $1,200.
yeah, no, that's
A
ridiculous.
pre-order. A
That,
pre-order.
hmm that is ridiculous. Nope, 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 nope. Don't do that. Don't do that. Now, as far as PlayStation, like I said, I think they only have like 2 games. Oh, Sackboy is the only other game that's actually coming out, I think, at launch. So that particular game would be something to get, but that's not everybody's cup of tea. Is it my cup of tea? Hell yeah, I love me some Little Big Planet, and I will gladly play the shit out of Sackboy. But that doesn't mean that everybody else will. So that wasn't a good like title to have, and I don't know if there's gonna be anything else besides like Call of Duty already being out. Um, or I know Cyberpunk 2077 will be out, but those games will also be available on the PS4. So whether or not you want to get it is dependent on whether or not you have the money and whether or not you really, really want it. Also, some people might want to wait because unlike Xbox, who gave you two different color variants, some people might just want to wait and get a completely black version, and that's also okay too. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. You want what you want. Sometimes I wait for consoles because I want them in white, because that's just the aesthetic I'm trying to build. If I could get them in pink, I sure as hell would. But since I can't, like, I just have a different aesthetic, you know? But also, if you want it in black, then just wait too. Like, you don't need it day one. We're at the point right now where we really do not need these consoles on day one. So, and then the same thing with Xbox. I don't know if Xbox is launching any new games at launch. I do know that what they will have will be on Game Pass, which is an awesome deal. And I don't care what anybody says, I will fight you on that. It is an awesome deal. Um, Also, they also added EA access to that availability, which is makes it even better. So on top of the Xbox Game Pass, you're also getting EA access to that, added to that. So that's amazing. Like, who wouldn't want all them games? And plus, we all have a backlog anyway to play. But like I said, you don't really need it on day one. You can play that stuff on your actual Xbox One X if you have one, or your Series S, or One S. They're so confusing. I really wish they would have changed the name of these consoles. But so, Lynn, hello.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about what you're getting instead?
Well, I didn't pre-order either one of the consoles, and you know what? I'm at peace with that. My PlayStation 4, my Xbox One X works just fine. There isn't anything that I saw that I wanted to play day one. I can
Mm-hmm.
wait. And plus, aren't the is it the PS5? Aren't the PS5 triple A games going to be $70 anyway?
From what I understand, yes.
So I'm not in a rush to pay that. I mean, that's basically going to cause people to be more um
Selective and more
lenient.
mindful. Yeah.
Yeah, selective of what they decide to purchase. But anyway, I pre-ordered the Oculus too.
Yes.
So, and the reason behind that is, like I said, my PS4 and my Xbox One works perfectly fine. I've never really experienced VR, and actually, a friend of mine, Trent, he told me I should wait because the Oculus Quest 2 was coming out, and he said it was at that time rumored to be cheaper than the regular Quest, and they were making upgrades and stuff. So I did, and they did come out with, the Quest 2. You can now pre-order either the 64 gigabyte version or the 200, how much was it?
56.
Okay,
256, yeah.
256 gigabyte version. Um, Everyone says the 64 gigabyte version is perfect. It'll work for, whatever your needs will be. I say, but see, this is me. If you want to future proof yourself, get the 268 gig version, to 265, whatever, 260 whatever gig version. And that way you're future proofing yourself, and you'll be good to go. I also saw an article that I would like to read a little bit from, if you don't mind, in reference
No,
to
go
the
ahead.
Oculus 2.
Go for it.
And so this is an article by Game Rant, and just want to this just speak a little bit on just some of the quotations that some people have given about the Oculus 2. So again, this is an article from Game Rant. They're saying Oculus Quest 2. Some people have given their reviews. So there's a guy, Samuel Gibbs from The Guardian, who says the Oculus Quest 2 is very much what the world of virtual reality needs right now. It is a cheaper, lighter, more comfortable, and simpler VR headset that is genuinely great. Jess Gray from Wired said, The Quest 2 is the best Oculus headset by far, about $300 when it hits shelves October the 13th. You can pre order it now. With the top notch tethered and untethered VR capabilities, the Oculus Quest 2 delivers the promise of VR in ways other headsets never have, and that's exciting for the future. Unfortunately, the Oculus Quest 2 also requires a Facebook account. Like Instagram, Oculus was one of those companies owned by Facebook that had often escaped the well warranted criticisms leveled at its corporate parent. Sam Makievek, I hope I said your name correctly, from ARS Technica said last year I was charmed enough by Quest 1's frictionless path to standalone 6DOF and relieved enough by its distance from full Facebook integration to easily recommend the system as a viable VR option. This year, I cannot say the same. The hardware ships with zero brand new features, particularly built in wireless VR support, and it scrapes away many of the prior model gains in VR quality of life tweaks. Too much annoying stuff gets in the way of Quest 2's improved power, improved screens, and that's before even uttering the dirty F word. So Will Greenwald from PC Mag said the Quest 2 is an upgrade in every way with a lighter design, a sharper display, and a faster processor, all at a more affordable price than the original. For $300, it's the best all in one package for using VR with optional accessories for PC tethering and to double the battery life of the headset. That makes it the best VR headset at this price by far, and our editor's choice. Then there was a quote from a person by the name of Whitson Gordon from IGN. The Quest 2 improves over its predecessor in a lot of little ways, with a few small drawbacks like the enlarged controllers and cheaper strap. But its wireless nature, ease of use, and accessible price still make it a killer headset. While the device still isn't perfect, critics seem to mostly agree that it's an improved device over its predecessor. The main complaint stems from Oculus Facebook integration, which has remained a heavily criticized move since its announcement. Still, it's difficult to argue against the Quest 2's lower price point and improved resolution, so fans that are willing to accept Facebook's increasingly tight grip of the platform may find something to love here. So that section I just read was basically from Game Rant, but the one when I was talking about where it still makes for a killer VR headset, that was from Whitson Gordon from IGN. So yes, I just wanted to touch a little bit on some pros and cons that people have been saying about the VR headset. Me personally, since I've never really experienced true VR, I'm both excited and worried at the same time. So I'm very excited because it's an all new platform for me. It's something that's different. It immerses you in a world, so to speak, aside from what your mind sees. So um, being immersed in the VR world, you're put in a situation to where your mind is being tricked, and it can have a positive or a negative effect on you as a person. You can possibly have issues with nausea, but from what I understand, like I said, according to my friend Trent, they're supposedly releasing a patch that's supposed to something about 60 hertz or something, and it's supposed to help those with the nausea issue. So hopefully that'll be implemented before it is released. Maybe I won't have any issues at all. Hopefully I won't. But I am again really excited about actually trying out something new, and I cannot wait. And that is what I'm more excited for in reference to quote unquote next gen for me. Not having the hassle and the headaches of trying to secure a pre-order for a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series system has really it has really helped a lot. Like because I tend to obsess over stuff.
Yeah.
And I would have been oh, sorry. Let me fix this. My Xbox is messing up on me. Let me go back to the main screen. Okay. Um, it was on hold too long.
Okay.
So yeah, I um I am happy about trying out VR, and to me, I just wish more of my friends would be on VR so I could have real friends in the VR world. But again,
Well,
you can meet new people and things, so we shall see. Oh,
yeah.
also, the payment. No one has spoke about this, so I'm going to put it out there. They have two forms of payment for you to purchase games and such. You either have to use a credit card or link your PayPal. I'm not linking my PayPal. Because of the fact that you have to have Facebook integration, I'm not giving Facebook my PayPal information. So what I may do is just get a prepaid credit card, and that'll be something that I can reload with money and use it like that. I wish Oculus had prepaid cards that you can buy, like with um, the Microsoft, where you could buy the little card, scratch it off, put it in, boom, there's your virtual money. Same thing with Nintendo. Same thing with PlayStation. So even Steam, you can buy the little Steam wallet codes or whatever, and boom, you got money right there on your Steam account. I don't know why Oculus can't do the same thing. Of course, PlayStation VR is linked to your PlayStation account, so there's that. But I do not have anything like that linked to Facebook. I don't want anything like that linked to Facebook. So my only other option would be to actually get a prepaid credit card. It only asks you for the credit card number and the expiration date, um, and the little CVV or whatever that is on the back. That's all it asks for. It don't ask for no names or anything like that. So hopefully, there wouldn't be any issues incurred with using a prepaid credit card. That is the way that I choose to go with it. Now, the way you choose to go with it, you know, that's on to each individual person. But from what I can tell, using the Oculus app, the only forms of payment is a credit card or PayPal. So there's that. No one in any video that I've seen about the Quest 2 has ever mentioned anything about payment, of how you buy the games, or anything like that. Me being new to the whole Oculus thing, you know, I may be the only one that don't know this, So even if you do know this, it is what it is, I guess. But I always approach things in a manner that other people may not know as well. So that's why I had mentioned what I just mentioned in reference to the payment and stuff. And even though it may seem frivolous, that's still an important detail that you can still put in your videos. And that's something I would put in mine. But yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I do have the Oculus 2 pre-ordered. Now,
Well, I hope
it
you
comes
keep
out
it.
it comes out October 13th. My
Yes.
birthday is October 26th.
Happy early
So,
birthday.
what I'm thinking what I'm thinking is that maybe I can get everybody to like put in $100 and like be able to get it. So I do have it pre-ordered. I have the 64 gig pre-ordered, but thinking about that, the whole future proofing thing, I'm like, damn, well, maybe I should switch it. But it even depends if I'm gonna be able to get it at all. But
I hope
if I
so.
if I can manage to get it, then yeah, I mean, I'd be really excited. I will say this: I have been trying to fucking deactivate my Facebook account for Josh won't let me. He won't let me, but I want to deactivate it. But if you need Facebook for this, to be honest, I would make a separate account and just not add anybody. Just have it be like for the Oculus and nothing else, because I'm trying to deactivate all. I don't even like Facebook. I don't like being on Facebook.
Well,
It's
from what I understand, those who already have an Oculus, you don't have to switch over to Facebook until 2021 or 2022. 2022 maybe. I think they got another 2 years before they have to. But the new folks, yeah, the new folks will have to integrate Facebook. I mean, I already linked my Facebook account to it.
Would you be able to do like a page, or does it have to be like your actual? We need to look into that because I don't mind doing a page, like linking my
No,
page to it.
I don't know. It just said Facebook, like you needed to log into Facebook. So I did, and
No, I think I'd create a second account for that. And then on top of that, like you said, I wouldn't do PayPal because Facebook is notorious for having privacy issues.
yep.
Um, so there's no way in heck I would do that. But yeah, like you said, a prepaid card, that would be okay. Um,
Hmm.
what I could, I mean, I can send you a referral link, but I would suggest like Chime because it acts like a bank, and you can transfer money from your own account to it in case you like need money to purchase something. So I'll send you a link if you want to join that, and it's basically a prepaid card just with like actual routing number and stuff.
Wait,
Um,
you need a credit card number.
it is it is a yeah, no, it's a Visa.
Oh, okay, okay. Do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get an actual card or is it just digital?
No, it's an actual. You can do both. You have an actual card and they have a digital.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah. So also, I don't know if you're interested, but if you like do direct deposit, you get your money up to 2 days early.
Yeah, I already
Um,
do that. That's why I'm
okay.
with credit unions. I prefer credit
Uh,
union.
yeah, no, that's cool. But yes, so um, I I'm not. I'll be honest, I'm not crazy about the Facebook thing. I think it's ridiculous that you have to do that. But like I
I
said,
think that turns
I
a
would be
lot of
okay.
people off too.
I would be okay with just creating another account and then just not adding anybody as a friend. Just be like, this is for my Oculus. Don't
You
add
can
me.
check to see if you can do that because from what Trent told me, he said you can't have sock accounts. So I don't know for sure. You can try it and see. Let me know.
Okay.
Um See, he's my go-to when it comes to VR stuff because he is
I
constantly on
mean,
VR.
because honestly, I'd probably just add VR friends. That's it. Like
Yeah,
nobody else, you know.
yeah.
Um, because I don't even I'm be honest. I'm not a fan of Facebook. I just think it's become
I
way too
mean,
toxic.
I'm not even on Facebook like that. I really,
Mm-mm.
the only time I even check Facebook is if there's a instant message or whatever from Messenger or whatnot. I might check
Which
every
you
now
don't
and
even need Facebook to use that though. Like you can have
no,
you
but
can.
still, I can't even have my page without having a Facebook page, right? I don't have to have a Facebook page in order to have my
Well, what
um.
basically is you do is you deactivate your account, so technically you still have account. You just can't see any of the posts. It's just like you've gone invisible. You ghosted people, so they won't come up on their you won't come up on their feeds or anything like that. And then you can activate it again, and all your stuff will still be there. They don't actually delete the profile; they just deactivate it.
Well, I'm gonna have to go onto my actual Facebook and download all my pictures and stuff because there's a lot of pictures that I want that I currently don't have that I need to get
Yeah.
because they were taken.
No, no, but all that stuff will still be there if you reactivate it. It's just like you took a time out. You know, I've deactivated my other account several times because I
Hmm.
just, I'm just not. I'm always on Twitter, which is just as toxic. To be honest, social media is just like one toxic wormhole. But um,
I'm
sometimes you
on
have
my
to.
safe space on Instagram. I'm on safe space, so
Well,
there's
what I like
really not a
about
lot of
Instagram,
toxicity in
yeah.
like the crafting realm. There's not a lot,
Hmm.
so I'm good with that.
Yeah. I mean, like I mean, Twitter I'm on sometimes. It depends. There's certain people that I follow. And then if they like retweet something that I don't agree with, I'll just like mute whatever they post. Um, because listen, in this time of this age, this year, you have to be picky and choosy of like what serves your time, number one. Number two, what you want to see, what makes you feel a certain way. If certain things trigger you, unfollow them. It's no offense to that person. It's, it's just your own mental health. You have to protect that,
Yeah,
Um,
because like they say, you become the company you keep. So you got to be careful in what you're constantly feeding yourself.
yeah, exactly. Like I follow like so many girl boss accounts and stuff like that because when I scroll through my feed, I'm like, yes, I can do this, bitch. Like, I'm not even kidding you. And then as soon as I see something toxic, unfollow. Done. I'm done. I don't have to take that in anymore. Like, I just don't have to deal with that at all. The same thing with Twitter, Facebook. I don't even bother with because it's just gotten too political, and it's just I can't. I can't. And it's just like people are always constantly arguing over disagreements or like conservative or liberal and blah blah blah. Like I can't take that in. I don't even um I can't. And then Josh, he's very into politics, and every time something bad happens, he feels the need that he has to tell me. And he is so funny about it because he'll be like, "Oh, I shouldn't tell you." But then he's like, "But I'm going to tell you."
Mm. He wants you to share in the tea.
But the problem is that you guys, I'm an empath. So what happens is that I feel other people's pain. I take in other people's energy, and it affects me like badly. You guys found out last week that in Lynn's podcast Between Gamers that Josh broke his TV by mistake. And now he's been upstairs with me all the time, and he's draining me. I'm like, you take this TV and go downstairs, please. I cannot be around someone. I literally cannot. I can't take in other people's energy for too long because it drains me. Like you feel like your battery is like on empty. And I'm like, he's like, oh, so you telling me I've outstayed my welcome? And I'm like, yes, sir, I am. I can't. Like,
Aw.
I love him to death. Don't get me wrong, but being around someone else for that long is just too hard on me. I can't
Yeah.
deal with it. And that's just the way I've been my entire life. I take in other people's pain. I can watch a movie and someone will die, someone will lose a child, something, anything like that, and I feel their pain. Like it literally, when I tell you it gets so bad sometimes, when I used to live in New York, I would take on other people's smells. And you know that New York is full of bums with like urine stinks. Like I would have to come home and take a shower because being an empath is no joke, you guys. It's not just about being empathetic. Like you literally take on other people's energy. So I just have gotten to the point where if you are toxic to me, if you just give me bad vibes, if you just are a shitty fucking person, I'm done. Like I don't need to deal with that because I'm protecting my own space, my own energy, my own mental health, and it's just better that way for everybody because I go crazy.
Girl, I was reading a book. It was like part of the series. What was it? Like, gosh, what was the name of the series? Like, Mockingjay and uh
Uh, do you remember the author?
like no, like when they say, "Oh, I volunteer as tribute." That was
Oh, yes, The Hunger Games. The Hunger
okay,
Games.
good. I was reading one of the books. I think it was the first one. And when the little girl died or whatever, I forgot her name. Her name's on the tip of my tongue.
Hmm.
I literally cried. My mom was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I told her, she said, "If that book is making you do that, you should not read it." And I got a migraine. I
Hmm.
cried so hard when I read, about, her passing and stuff. Because you really get a feel for the characters and stuff. And
Hmm.
apparently I was really attached to her because she was so little. She was a little girl.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of them are just children. And the way they described her, I was like, oh my God. Like she could have been
Mm,
your little sister or something, So
yeah,
yeah, that hit
exactly.
me pretty hard. It hit me pretty hard. And I'm like, that is crazy. And for a book to be able to do that and to dredge that kind of emotion, that's some good writing. That's all
Yeah,
I'm
for
saying.
sure. But you see that happens to me all the time with everything and everyone, and that becomes an issue, and that's why this is why I feel like I also suffer from a lot of depression because I take on other people's stuff, you know, and I'm just at the point where I'm like I can't do it anymore. Like I can't take on other people's stuff. Like keep your stuff over there. And it's not that I don't care about people. Of course, I care about you, and I have no problem listening to people vent or like talk about stuff because sometimes you need to let it out, and there's nothing wrong with being a good friend. But there's other times where it's just toxic, and you just need to like step away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it sucks. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. And also, not to be funny, but empaths like to for some reason attract narcissists or like people who are self-centered.
Well, that's
Sometimes,
scary.
well, sometimes Josh is a little self-centered, but he has changed a lot. It was when we first started going out. Now he's not like that. But before, oh yeah. And he doesn't really realize he does it because of the ADHD. Like he his brain works differently, so he's not even realizing that he's being selfish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he doesn't he's changed a lot. He doesn't do that anymore. So I think once I've made him aware of the situation, then it's something that you can work on is what I'm saying. But we've gotten off on a weird ass tangent. So have you played any good games this week?
No. I mean, what have I been playing? Just played a couple games on the Switch. Just some games I had already had downloaded.
Oh, I
Finally
saw you
got my
playing
Super.
some game. You were streaming some game. I didn't get to catch the stream though. What game were you
It's called
streaming?
After Party. It's so funny. That's on the Xbox on the Game Pass. It's um it's a game about like a couple of kids who have died and they're now in Hades.
What the
and
heck?
and they don't know how they died. They just woke up dead and literally and now what they have to do is they have to drink Hades. They have to beat him in drinking games in order to go back to the land of the living. And the game is hilarious and it's vulgar, like it, but it's so funny. Like I would find myself literally laughing out loud playing the game. It's a lot of reading. I mean, like it's not a lot of reading, but I have the captions on. They're talking, but I have the captions on and it's hilarious. Like it's so fun. I really enjoy it. So I might stream some more of that at some point. And that's what I had been thinking about doing. And it's a game that I actually don't mind going back to play.
Yeah. That's funny. That sounds hilarious. I've never heard of this game. No. Um, anything else have you been playing?
No, just some games on the Switch, just stuff that I had already downloaded.
Yeah. I I've only been. I mean, I haven't really been playing too much this week because, like I said, Josh's TV broke, so he's been in my hair all the time, and he has been playing the Xbox upstairs. So I haven't really played anything. I've just been doing some reading this week. I did download Among Us on Steam. I have it on iOS too, so I do want to try to play that with friends if you want to play, but we got to get people together. Um, but I wanted to see if the Steam worked with the PC as well, like because it was only $4 or $5 on Steam, so it was worth it to me. to just give it a try. And plus, I need to get better at like mouse and keyboard movement. I'm not very good at that, and it's a simple game that you can probably figure out how to navigate with like a keyboard and a mouse. So that's good practice, I feel like. Um, so I do want to play that, and then aside from that, I've played some Tetris 99 and been playing some old school Tetris on the NES, the mini. And that's about it, really. I haven't really been playing any games. Like I said, I've been reading this week.
Well, my Mario 3D All Stars came in, and I accidentally got two copies. There's a whole story behind that, to where I pre-ordered the game on September 9th, 3rd, or September 3rd, I think, on Amazon. And it said that it would arrive by the release date, by 8 o'clock p.m., blah, 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 blah. And then it said on the release date, arriving today by 8 p.m., but it had not been shipped. So I'm like, okay, I think they're going to cancel this. So let me order this through Walmart. At that time, Walmart still had them in stock for regular price, which was $59.99. So I ordered it through Walmart. And then I played the waiting game for a couple of days to see who was going to ship. Whoever was going to ship, I was going to cancel the other. So once I got shipping confirmation and actual tracking number from Walmart, I tried to cancel the order on Amazon. During that time, it said, we cannot cancel your order. It's being prepared for shipment. All right, cool, whatever. So I'll just take one back. So both of them actually came today.
Wow. That's funny.
Also, Amazon is giving me a refund of $10 and some odd cents because at the time of release, they have a pre-order price guarantee. So at the time of release, apparently it had went down to $49.99. But every time I looked, it was $59.99. So I don't know where they got the $49.99 price from, but I'm here for it. So
no, they did because Josh had pre-ordered it for $49.99, but they canceled his pre-order.
Yeah, but see, I never saw the $49.99 price ever. Every time I looked, it was $59.99 or higher. Now, when I go to a Walmart website, it's like $79 and some change. So Walmart and sold out. So now it's third parties that have them listed.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, and so I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to take it back. Take the Walmart one back and get that money just credited back to my account, or if I'm just going to hold on to it. So when they're not available anymore, just sell it on eBay.
Why not? Everybody else does it. They sure do. So, that might be worth doing, to be honest, because it's going to be limited. I think they're only making it till March, and then that's it. It's done.
Yep. And what's weird is they're taking it off the store too. So like you can order it now, on the eShop store, but they're taking it off of the eShop store in March. So they're taking it off of the eShop store, and they're not selling anymore in physical copies in store. And those of you who know and follow me on my channel know that I'm a physical gal. I like my physical games. If I can avoid it, I do not like to download games. I prefer physical copies. This is why places like Limited Run Games, I'm here for it, because they take games that are not normally physical copy and they make them physical. And they throw in extra stuff. Like you might have a double-sided dust jacket. You might have a actual book in there with the game. You might get a keychain, you might get a soundtrack. They throw extra stuff in with their orders when they make these games that are not physical. And sometimes their games are even listed in stores. So I thought that was cool as well. So yeah, if I can get it in physical, I want it in physical.
I don't blame you. I know, well, for me personally, especially with Nintendo games, I do like the physical. But when it comes to like PlayStation and like Xbox, we do digital mostly because we family share. So it makes more sense for us to do it that way because then we're not paying for two individual games.
Exactly.
And we're just sharing with one. But with Nintendo, we do try to get them physical, especially if it's something that we can't play together. If it's a single player game, it's better that way because then I could throw it in my Switch, he can throw it in his Switch, and we're good to go. Um, so with the Nintendo, I definitely agree. I do like physical better. But with the other stuff, it just makes sense fiscally for us to just do it the way we're doing it. The only thing that
Mm-hmm.
sucks about PlayStation is that uh, I can have his email address on my PlayStation. Which I don't think I even discussed that I was going to be getting the PlayStation instead of the Xbox this time around. I didn't say this, and this is a big deal for me because I have been a hardcore Xbox fan since day one. Like I had the very first Xbox before the 360.
Oh, I
Back then,
still have mine.
I did not know that you could play online, so I didn't get online till 360. Um, but I used to play like the Herbs on there, Halo, like all kinds of crap on there. I used to love that Xbox, and then I did the 360, and then I made a whole bunch of friends, which some of which I still have online as friends. We're talking like what 12 years later, and we're all still friends 13 years later, which is an amazing thing. Like gaming, like as much as people criticize, it's because you don't know. And like it's like don't knock it until you've tried it. Like I have made better friends online than I have in real life. Let's just be
Yeah,
honest.
I agree.
So, um it's a beautiful thing, especially because you can play and talk to people from different countries, get to know different cultures. Like I'm friends with my friend Mumu. Uh, it's what
I like
20
Lulu. She's cool.
2006 2006 we've been friends that long. She like we became friends when she was still in college and working at a pub. Like that's how long and now she's like got her house, her kid, so like it's like we all grew up together almost. Um so it's just like wow, like to think about all the friendships I've made through Xbox. So to me, this feels weird. It does feel weird because I would normally have gotten the Xbox. I was going to get the Series S, but because of the issue with the bottlenecking and all that other stuff, and plus, I still have my Xbox One X. Josh has been the one using it, so we have an S and an X of the one. But we're gonna trade in the One S. I think we're gonna get like 125 for it, nothing special. Um, but I still have my Series X, and that still does 4K. It's still a great console, and I want to make sure that when I do get the S or the X, whatever I decide to get, I wanted to get the S because it's white. Um, but I still have my Xbox One X that is white and it's beautiful and I love it and it's still going to be able to play all the games that I want to play. I feel like they're not going to have like actual exclusive to Xbox Series X for like another 2 years, so I'll be good for right now. If I decide to get the S later on down the line, that's okay. I am going to pre-order it just to have it just in case anybody wants it or in case I decide to change my mind. But as of right now, I am getting a PlayStation first because they are coming out with Sackboy, and like I said, I would play that. And I don't want to have to bother like Josh's dad because Josh's dad is getting the PlayStation, and Josh will be getting the Series X. So we still will have one of them in the house. But I am getting the PlayStation 5 first, and it's gonna be the discless version. And I know there's going to be some issue with not being able to play backwards compatibility, but honestly, I don't care. I'm just ready for the new stuff anyway. Um,
You know when
but
I'll probably get one of those, either the PS5 or the series, one of the series, is when they
when
come out with a special edition one like I did with the X. Like I had my Xbox One and it was the white one, Sunset Overdrive.
yeah,
And now I gave that to my sister. She got her own place, so that was my like home warming gift or whatever to her.
yeah,
because
Yeah.
and it looks good, in her living room or whatnot. So now I just have my Xbox One X. And the reason why I even got an X is because they came out with a special edition X. So I got
Yeah.
the Gears version. So
Mhm.
that, when I decided to get the X or whatever, if they decide to come out with a special edition Series X or special edition PS5, I might get it. But other than that, I'm not worried about it. And you know what? I'm at peace with that. I feel really good about that decision. And
Yeah.
I'm still a little nervous about the VR thing, and I hope I don't have the issues of, getting
Speaking
sick
of
or whatever.
VR, when I pre-ordered it, I didn't realize that it's in white too. So that made me happy.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, this is white too!" But yeah. So I mean, honestly, this has been like the best generation of consoles for me in terms of like color and aesthetic. But aside from that, like, it just sucks because there just aren't any games that would warranty or like just be like, okay, hey, yeah, this is the reason why I'm gonna get this. And because I can still play all of the games on Xbox, I'm just gonna go with the PlayStation because I do want Sackboy. I do want to be able to play that. So, whew, that was kind of hard to say. I'm not even gonna tell you. I felt like I betrayed Xbox over there for a minute, but I still will end up getting one eventually. It's just not the time right now, and I know at this point in time I could either do one or the other. So, for me personally, financially. And so this time I'm just going with the PlayStation. And it's going to be the discless one because, like I said, we share. So, but have you gotten any new tech besides what you the Oculus that you pre-ordered?
No.
No. Yeah,
Mm-mm.
me. Oh no, wait. We did get this
I
controller.
mean,
We
I
did.
got the Gateway 2-in-1 laptop.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
I got that, and it's the only one they had that was like a laptop that you can flip all the way over and use as a tablet.
Okay, so it's like the Lenovo Yoga one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The specs are not great. I cannot for the life of me get streaming to work on it because my Xbox is looking at it as a PC and it's not a PC. So it's basically wanting me to download the games to it to play. And I'm not
Yeah.
doing that. I was looking to stream. So I even logged into Google Play to try to download, the gamepad, the app or whatever, and it's not compatible. So
No,
maybe if I
because
could
it's a
side
gateway.
load
It's a
it.
PC.
It's not really a PC. I mean, okay, to me, it's not a PC. Okay,
Does it
but
run Windows?
yeah, it's got Windows 10 on it.
Then it's a PC.
Yeah, it's looking at it as a PC, so it's wanting me to install games, and I'm not doing that. Um, so I can't get that to work. So that's one thing that I can't get to run on it. So I'm gonna have to look at it from a different perspective. So what I'm gonna do is uninstall the Xbox stuff from it, and then just like I said, look at it from a different perspective. Look at it in terms of productivity and see how it works as far as that's concerned. So that's what my plan is for that so far. And to me, I still feel it's really cool that Gateway has come back, although there's been some little issues. People were talking about who actually makes those um, laptops and stuff. And apparently, the people who make those laptops are not very good. Because
Oh,
that's how it is, where they have all these different companies make these different laptops and they just slap the little logos or whatever on them.
yeah. No.
Even still, and I really hope that Gateway is able to keep their comeback strong. I think it's really cool that they've actually made a comeback to my knowledge. The only actual retailer, I'm saying actual because I have seen it other places, but the only actual retailer of these laptops is Walmart. They range in price from 179.99 all the way up to $999. That one they're considering like a gaming laptop. It actually has backlit keys. The screen is larger. I want to say it's 15.6 inches. The one I have is like, I want to say 10 or 11 point whatever inches. But surprisingly, typing on it is fairly easy. I thought I would have an issue. I could type on it, no problem. So that's good. That's a positive in my book.
Mm-hmm.
So I really like that. I thought typing would be an issue, but it's not. I have long fingers too. I have, my hands are not very small. So me
Yeah.
typing on it is not a problem at all. So for people who have small hands, it'll work for you as well. It should. If it works for me with my long fingers, it should work for you. Um, the screen is nice. It's a 1080p screen. It does not have Windows Hello, so you can't look into the camera and it logs you in. Now, the modal laptop that I have, it has Hello, Windows Hello on it, so you can literally look into the camera and it logs you in, even in low lighting. So I like that. But yes, this is a two-in-one, so I'm gonna play around with it, put out, some more videos in reference to it. But as far as cloud streaming, it's not gonna be able to do that.
Yeah.
So unless if you could figure out maybe, because I know you can attach an external hard drive to it, you can do that. So if you were to maybe download games to an external drive and try to play them that way, that may work for you, but I'm not
Which
gonna do that.
which processor does it have? The Intel or AMD, or what processor was it?
Oh my God, I totally forgot. Oh crap. I forgot. I'll have to look it up. Let's see. I'll give you the specs. I listed the specs in the video.
Okay.
Um, but let me find it. And I'll tell you the specs. Like I said, the specs are not good, but so it is in fact, okay, go back up. So it is a, wait a minute. This is not what I'm looking for. Here it is. So it's a Windows 10 Home in S mode. I finally found out what S mode is. S mode is safe mode. So I accidentally left safe mode. Once you leave safe mode, you cannot go back to safe mode. So this is basically a laptop
Mhm.
for,
Hello.
was I not, you couldn't hear me?
Okay. No,
Okay,
you
so
went out for a minute.
what I was saying is it's a laptop for school. So
Yeah.
it said it has Windows 10 Home in S mode. S mode, from what I gather, is safe mode. And I
Yeah.
accidentally exited out of safe mode. Once you exit out of safe mode, you cannot go back to safe mode at all. So safe
That
mode is
doesn't even
basically,
that doesn't make
yeah,
sense though, because you
yeah,
should
but
be able to
it
go back to safe mode.
you cannot. It even says it. It says once you exit, you cannot go back to it. I accidentally exited out of it because the way it was
Hmm.
written in a way where it sounded like you were not exiting out, but you actually did. But anyway, so it has an Intel Celeron processor. It has an N3350, 1.1 gigahertz up to 2.4 gigahertz, 2M cache, Microsoft 365 personal, 1 year subscription included.
You cut out again.
Okay, where did
Hello.
I cut out at?
Uh, I heard the Intel.
Oh wow. So it has Intel Celeron processor N3350, 1.1 gigahertz up to 2.4 gigahertz, 2M cache.
Yeah.
Microsoft 365 Personal, 1 year subscription included, a $69.99 value.
Yeah.
11.6-inch LCD IPS touchscreen display, 1920 by 1080,
Okay.
tuned by THX Audio.
Mhm.
64 gigabytes eMMC storage,
Mhm.
4 gigabytes LPDDR4 RAM, zero point
Mhm.
0.3 megapixel front facing camera, up
Mhm.
to 8.5 hours of battery life, one micro SD card slot up to 512 gigabytes, one
Okay.
mini HDMI output port, one USB 2.0 output port.
Mhm. USB 2.0 output and what? You keep cutting out.
It's because I don't know why it's doing that with Walmart, but it's a one USB 2.0, one USB 3.0, two
Okay.
built-in stereo speakers, Bluetooth
Mhm.
4.0,
Mhm.
built-in microphone. It weighs
Okay.
2.6 pounds and it's 11.1 inches by 7.6 inches by zero point 0.7 inches. So
Okay.
those are the specs of this particular
I
laptop. Well, two in
I
one.
I did not even know that they still made Intel Celeron. I thought they got rid of that because it
Right.
was like the worst of the of the Intel. I didn't even know they still made those. That's
Hmm.
crazy.
They're probably
So
just
yeah,
trying to get rid of the stock that they have.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, test it in terms of productivity and see how it works. But to be honest, with those specs, you probably wouldn't be able to run a game crisply. It would like lag a lot. Um,
Yeah, I ran the check and it said
mhm,
it could do it in low and medium settings, but it could not do it in high settings.
yeah, because
I
I've
ran the
had that
check
issue.
through the Xbox app because I was able to download the Xbox app. I was able to download the companion app. I was able to download the game bar.
Yeah, I mean, I downloaded that stuff, but for it to actually run a game, you would have to probably do it on low. I don't think it would even work on medium.
Yeah. I'm not worried about it. I mean, I really wanted to see if it would work, and at one point it did act like it was going to, but I don't know what the hell happened after that. It didn't even give me the option since it's reading it as a PC. It's not
Yeah,
even giving me any type of options at all. So yeah, that's throwing me through a loop because I know for a fact that it was actually attempting to link up with After Party. After that, I didn't even see After Party at all. Like it only showed like the PC games that the games that can run on PC. So maybe it took a little bit for it to recognize it. I don't know, but that's why I have been so hard trying to figure out how to get it to work because it was trying to work before. So, but after that, no bueno, no bueno. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm just gonna uninstall all of that because it's taking up unnecessary space because you only get, 64 gigs, and it took damn near all day to update because I like to get all the updates out of the way. So,
yeah,
and I did all the Windows updates. I did all the, like the firewall, all that stuff. I updated everything. Everything is up to date right now. So on every system, I always try to keep the updates up to date, so you don't run into any issues. So that took up
yeah,
a good little chunk, and then the apps that was already installed, I updated those, uninstalled the ones I didn't need, which I still got to go in and uninstall more stuff because it's got some games pre-installed. Those got to go. So generally you could do cloud-based gaming. Maybe I'll try Stadia.
yeah. Try that and see if it works.
Maybe I'll try
See,
Stadia. But I don't know how, because I know you can run Stadia on a Chromebook. So if you can run Stadia on a Chromebook, you should be able to run it on this.
yeah,
Um,
you should be able to, but that's also because it's a Google device, so
yeah,
you can
because
run
this is
Stadia.
Windows. This is
Yeah.
Windows. It's got the little Windows symbol on the bottom of the screen. So I don't know. I don't think it would be an issue, but I don't know. You would
Yeah.
think the Chromebooks and these will have similar specs, depending on the type of Chromebook you get, because Chromebooks vary as well. But I might try that. I might try Stadia. Since I cannot get um Xbox to stream on it. Uh, so I may do that. But other than that, maybe I'll try some of these games they have installed already. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know because Flash games should not give an issue, should not pose an issue, but we'll see. I'll try out some different things, make some little videos just to have a clarification of what you can and cannot do on it.
Yeah, for sure. But that's awesome. I mean, hey, as long as you end up using it for something, that's all that matters, you know?
Yeah.
Um, as far as me and tech, I Josh ended up getting this controller on Amazon. Um, and it is actually pretty awesome. Well, because we needed a PS4 controller. Our PS4 controller, like the rumble ended up breaking on it, and then like it wouldn't work at all. It wasn't even connecting to the PlayStation, so we needed a new controller. But since the new console's coming out, there's no point in spending $70 or $60 on a new controller. So he found one on Amazon, but he did it through VIPon, which is a coupon Amazon app. And then he found one, and it was like $17 through VIPon, and it ended up being quite fantastic. I'm not even gonna lie. It's a solid, sturdy build. The back of it has the triggers, not the triggers, the what do you call those? The button triggers, I guess you could say. So it's mapped out. So it has. Oh no, we've lost Lynn. Hello, Lynn. Okay. So I will continue talking about the controller until she comes back. So it has the triggers in the back for the different buttons, like the square, the X, the circle, the triangle. It has those in the back for that. Um, and it's Bluetooth, so you can use it on anything that has Bluetooth. It's quite amazing. And I am so excited because once we are done with it for PlayStation 4, I can always use it on a like on the iPad for arcade or something like that. So it's gonna be awesome. Let me just see if she's coming back, because if not, I will just do the outro. But while we're waiting for her to come back, uh, if you are listening to this after the fact, then thank you so much for stopping through and listening to it. We are up to 19 subscribers right now, which is awesome. We need to make our way to 100 in order to get a URL. So please make sure you like, subscribe, share the podcast. Please make sure you comment if you have any questions, any topics you want us to talk about. Please, anything at all, just please leave that in the comments down below, and then we will be sure to answer those questions. Also, if you are a female, and let me get her back. Here we
Girl,
go.
I've been here since you were talking about the specs. I'm like, do she
Sorry.
see me?
No. It didn't come up for a second. But yeah, I was just telling people that if they listen later on and have any questions, to leave them down in the description, and we'll be sure to answer them. And if they have any ideas for any future episodes, if they would like to be a part of the podcast, please also let us know if you're a gamer, tech enthusiast, all that good stuff.
Send me a
Then yeah,
screenshot of that controller too.
I sent you the link to it on VIPon.
Oh shit, I don't know. I have to check again. Where'd you
Um,
send it?
on Voxer.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I mean, check your iMessage, just not your message, your messenger, just in case. But I'm pretty sure it was Voxer. But yeah, so if you also want to be a part of the podcast, let us know in a comment, send us a message on any of our social medias. Tomorrow is going to be an admin day for me in terms of Women Got Games. We're gonna get some stuff automated and fixed up because apparently YouTube has not been posting our external links. I had it all set up so that it would do it automatically, and it has not been doing that. So I apologize if you can't get to any of us or we don't have any links down below. I'm going to be fixing all of that in all of the episodes and for future reference as well. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. I think we are done. Did you have anything else that you want to talk about?
Nah.
Nah, okay. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And if you're listening to this later on, enjoy your week. Have a great one. And we will see you next Sunday. Bye.
Bye.